Thank you for stopping by the Random Green Podcast. Tonight, I wanted to do a podcast episode on I'm interested in things. Being interested in things doesn't translate in being successful in someone's in your interest. For example, I like astronomy, but I will probably never be an astronomer. Uh, you have to be pretty intelligent to be an astronomer. Not that I am saying I don't have the ability, but I don't have the ability because let's face it, astronomers have to be really good in math. They have to be good in chemistry. Well, maybe not chemistry, but I don't even know. But I'm sure you have to be good in math. You have to be good in a lot of things, especially physics. I don't know how that slipped my mind, but yeah, physics, science, and a lot of astronomers have to have a PhD, or it helps to have a PhD or at least a master's in order to be a astronomy researcher. That's that takes a lot of skill, a lot of time devoted to the craft of being an astronomer. I know don't know that many people are astronom that are that good. Uh, I think some physicists are if you're like a physicist or some kind of science major, you know, astronomy is. I mean, it's always one of those things where I just it would be hard for me to go to a secondary school, complete it, pass it, and then turn around being an astronomer. That's got to be tough. One of the hardest things is to be, probably more, probably harder than a doctor. I mean, I guess it depends on what kind of doctor, like a neurosurgeon or any other doctor, cardiologist or physician of some sort. That would be hard too. But really, astronomy, you have to really do the deep research, and and to earn a PhD, that'd be really hard. And boy, you really a lot of those people that go to college in astronomy, they can get other jobs, but uh, I guess from what I'm told, I don't think a lot of them become astronomers. They become something else. So just to become, I mean, they could be like an assistant astronomer. I don't know, but it's like one of those things where I really like. There's things that I like, especially like games, like even games, like strategy games, like builder, civilization games. I find very fascinating. I want to do it, but I'm just not good at those types of games. I'm more good at sporting games and uh, games that are kind of set up where I don't have to do a lot of do a lot of strategy. And it's one of those things where I like open world games and things like that. And but getting back to astronomy, a lot of those astronomers, they can work for NASA, and they can do a lot of good stuff. I mean, aerospace engineering. I think there's also it looks like some computer jobs and stuff, or some engineering technician. I mean, there's a lot of good jobs out there for astronomers, and it's interesting if I could go back and do it all over again. But there's times where I realize that the key to life is to be happy for what you got, and it's like I say, not everybody's going to be a successful uh, scientist or a successful surgeon or a successful lawyer or engineer. The secrets to a good life is to be thankful for what you can do, and to you know, to do good. I mean, you just do the best you can do, and that's the importance of being a good person. And it's just not everybody's going to be. You can't always compare yourself to other people, and you just got to do the best you can do with things. And uh, like for example, this YouTube channel, or I'm able to do live streams. I'm able to bring things to the viewers and listeners in this case, where it's podcasts. I got my podcast, I got my live streams, I got my uh, different. It's randomness, and I got a lot of different variety of videos and podcasts and live streams. And I know I'm repeating myself there. Sorry, not sorry, but it's worth. Well, I did a video a couple videos back where I was talking about remakes. And so even if I repeat myself, hey, at least I'm not repeating myself, or at least I'm not repeating like the individuals in the movie industry, right? I mean, can we get an amen for that? Can we get an amen for that? You know, there's a lot of things in life that if you analyze it and you look at the proper angle of it, you will come to appreciate it, that not everything in life is going to be a guarantee. There's certain situations where, like I say, there's like even with this channel, or with the YouTube channel, and I'm able to bring podcast, live streams, and different genres to the platform. I don't look at the success because it's not successful, but in years' time, maybe a few years from now, maybe down the road, maybe even a decade. Maybe it'll take a decade, where it'll take a while for me to become really successful. It's not always, if you're one of those that looks at the process and thinks, well, am I going to get more? Am I going to get more subs? Don't look at it that way. Just look at making content first, and then the individuals will flock to the channel, and they will flock to your podcast and your live streams if you have podcasts and live streams. You know, like I say, it's not always going to be the easy road. You know, it's always going to be a tough. It's always tough. It's not always going to be an easy out. You see, it's one of those things where it just takes time, patience, patience, and more patience. Like I say, it just takes a while. Sometimes if you look at it, it just takes a long time. It takes a while. So be patient with yourself. I mean, when it comes down to it, it takes a while to understand there's a lot of the complexities and the intensities of it all. Like I like to say, is the complexities is another. When I say intensities, well, I'm basically meaning it's another word for saying uh, that it's there's a lot of complex, a lot of it's complex. It's complex. There's a lot of complex things that go along with having a YouTube channel, and it's just it is what it is. There's a lot of things that we don't you know understand, and even the channel, even there's other channels out there that are on YouTube, not just YouTube, but other uh, social media platforms where they have uh, channels. We'll just stick with YouTube channels. They're, like I say, they had to hit the grind. They came across something where they had to dig deep, and they found ways to get to the top. They found ways to get better. They found ways to be more successful. they just dug deep and they really looked at the situation, and they didn't give up. The key is not to give up. The key is to really put forth the effort and stuff like that. If we do that, and and encourage you too, you individuals out there, that if you're looking towards it just even if you have thousands and thousands upon thousands of subscribers, you know, don't look at it like you can just stop. Don't look at it like it's the end of the road. Don't look like, oh, this is all I'm going to do. You can do better. You can really look at the situation and get better. Find ways to improve your videos. Find ways to improve your speech. Like with YouTube, it's been a blessing to get on the camera and to get in front of the camera and talk, because it's really helped me with public speaking almost. Now that I'm not saying I would be a wonderful public speaker, and I'm not saying that at all. Well, you know, if I could speak in random incoherent sentences like right now, perhaps, you know, but no, I mean seriously, I've got a lot better when it comes to speaking, because I get in front of the camera and it has helped me to be more successful in the field of speaking. I get up there and I get up there and I put my face in front of the camera, and I encourage you, if you're a shy person, get up there. I think everybody that's on YouTube should at least make videos at least once. You know, maybe you don't have to do as many times as my channel. I mean, I upload a lot of times I upload, and I do a lot of uploads when it comes to this channel. Again, podcast, live streams, uploads. I upload a lot. Games, uh, Google Earth, a lot of variety. Uh, I put a lot into it. Not a whole lot into it. To me, it doesn't. It's not like I put a lot of time into it. Even when I put a lot of time into this channel, it's not. It's not like I look at it as a burden. I look at it as fun. I'm having fun with it. If you look at if you look at it with fun, then I think that's the best success you can have. If you look at it with having fun, it is the best success you'll ever have. The best success is to be happy with it, be content. Sometimes, like I say, I realize that where I'm at now is it's not going to be where I never thought I'd get to 100 subscribers. There's a long time. Now I have over 140 subscribers. Again, it's not. Is it the most on YouTube? Is it? I mean, compared to my video count is well over 1,900 videos. Is it like that, or that's? I mean, yes. What I'm trying to say is, I should probably have more subs versus my video count. I mean, because if you look, I have way more videos than I used to do subscribers. But you know what I look at like is having fun. Some individuals need to make some individuals, some channels out there, some YouTubers need to have more videos than subscribers. But again, it's not about the numbers. If we look at it and realize that there's other ways of being uh, successful on this platform, it's about having fun, that I mentioned. Also, putting out good content. I mean, look at, I think I bring to the table okay graphics. I mean, I'm not the best, but I bring okay. It's all right. I mean, but like I say, when it comes to my videos, I have a green screen, and I incorporate that. I incorporate a lot of things. Am I the best? Absolutely not. Sometimes I joke about it that I'm the best, and that's not that's not right for me to even joke. Sometimes I kid, and if someone's taking me serious over something like that, that's not you know that's kind of I'm trying to use the right words, kind of ludicrous on their part. I mean, obviously, I'm kidding when I say I'm the best YouTuber. I don't really mean that, and it's not a good attitude to have. A good attitude to have is to realize that part of being a YouTuber is humility, is to dig deep and realize that there's others above you, that you're just never going to be better. You're just never, or again, it's not about the numbers. But if you look at it by sheer numbers, my channel's not the best. But I look at the fact that I'm uploading videos. The fact that I have a podcast section in my channel. I mean, if you go up to where it says home, and then it has videos, live podcasts, playlists. I have playlists, and I upload every once in a while to the community. If you look at well over 40,000 views on my channel. So hey, I'm pretty happy about that. You think about it, well over 40,000 views, 40,000 well over 40,000 clicks on my videos, and not all of them are that great. Not all. Again, I realize that, and sometimes it's not all about. Uh, they didn't tune on to have a good time. They just wanted to critique me, of course, and that's fine. But you know, that helps me too, because they're clicking on that video and they're participating in that way. The participation, it shows. The more people that participate, the more people that comment, the more people that dislike. You know this. If you dislike a comment or dislike a video, that actually helps the video. It gets a reaction out of it, and that's what YouTube's built. The algorithm is based on. I've had videos where there used to be back in the day. It's actually going on a couple of years, a little more than 2 years, where you couldn't tell with the like button. I think it's around October of 2021 is when they got rid of that, or in middle of October of 2021, if I remember. I don't know the exact date, but how many dislike buttons, and they still keep track of that. They still keep track of that, but they don't. Again, they don't. You can't see it. You can see how many likes, but you just can't see how many dislikes. And I went through my YouTube channel, and I seen that, and I seen the analytics of the channel, and I says, well, 67% likes, so that means somebody disliked it, which is fine, because again, the more you dislike it, the more it's going to get, uh, and that way, you know, more people are going to be watching. In some ways, it's like, but getting back to trying new things, uh, I I certainly love astronomy, but I'm never going to be an astronomer. Uh, maybe I could, but certainly not anytime soon. I'll be an astronomer. Uh, yeah, you know, but uh, you know, I could be you think about it. Not to get all political, but we know of a current president, whether you like him or hate him, and uh, he doesn't speak that well. There's a lot of issues, and I wish there would be an age limit. Honestly, I wish would start from scratch, an age limit, start brand new. But getting back to the current politician that we have, there's politicians out there that I could go in there and I could speak. These guys get the best health care, and you think about it. If I can't become an astronomer, I could always run for public office, because I have. You look at all the individuals in political office. First of all, again, I'm going to repeat it. They basically get free health care. They're set for life after they're done with political office, especially presidents. Presidents, they don't never have to. They're set for good. They don't ever have to work again. Once you're president, you're pretty much president. I mean, you're the president. You don't have to. Again, getting back to this is not fair. There's individuals that are, well, this person I work with, they are. I'm not going to say he or she because, um, well, just to protect them. I mean, I guess I could say her because I'm not saying her name or anything. But she's up there in age and she should be able to retire, but retirement is just ridiculous. And these politicians can retire once they're done in political office. They can retire and they never have to work a day in their life. You know, getting back to sometimes I don't feel so bad for the things I missed out in life, the stuff that I didn't accomplish in my life. I could have went to school, but again, I could have went back to school, but who knows what have happened? Who knows? And I actually did go to school, and I did a couple semesters at some technical universities, and I just didn't like it, and it was one of those things where it's kind of stressful studying. You know, you have to do all that studying, and it's like you're not making money; you're paying money to learn, and that's one thing I wish I could about this country that would change is education. Why does education have to be so much? And they have their reasons, of course, and but it's really getting to the point where it's out of it's just absolutely insane. You think about it. I don't want to use the word insane, but it's insanity. The money a person has to pay for education. You know, you really want individuals to be educated when they go into debt, even like medical school. What happens if they don't? You know, in the back of your mind, you know, a lot of people don't. A lot of students. It goes back to the encouragement, or is it really worth it? Because if someone goes through all these years of school and they don't pass, that's in the back of their mind, and maybe they're one of those individuals that's on the fence about going to medical school. And we need more doctors, we need more lawyers, or we need more doctors. We need more individuals like that. We sure do. You know, we need more people like that in the education field. Like I say, there's individuals that just that like for me. I mean, I would never have gotten in the medical field, but how are you going to encourage people? I think a lot of times is you don't want to. I don't want to be one of those that blames everybody else because there's plenty of that uh, going around where there's no accountability. By no means am I saying this. I think there needs to be a little bit more the education system with, uh, you know, to encourage somebody to go to school. You know what I mean. You know what I'm saying though, and it's like this: if you encourage the person to go to college and get a degree, and get in the not just in the teaching. There's just a lot of things wrong with the educational system now. How do we fix this? Well, I mean, we have discussions about this. And again, I'm not, again, there's a lot of people out there that just blame somebody else. And that's certainly not what I want to do. And the education system could surely improve, but it all goes back to the CEOs making all the money. CEOs are making money hand over the fist. Now, if you're a CEO making money and you started your own business, then more power to you. But a lot of these CEOs just get money and then they just become CEOs and they start making millions and millions of dollars. They didn't start the business. Like, for example, Jeff Bezos. He did he did good things with Amazon. He started it. He's still the CEO. Stuff like that. But someone that is not a CEO and then they become a CEO of a company. They didn't even start the company, they become CEO. They had no reason to become a CEO of the company. And the point I'm trying to make, getting back to the education system, if we'd start paying these professors more and we'd start, you know, and they probably do make good money, but the incentive, just like with higher education, there's no incentive anymore. If you would get back to the incentive and get these students incentive to get better at school or want to have a degree, then certainly you would be happy to do that, or they would be happy to do that. But a lot of times, I mean, you don't want to. You want to be accountable. You just don't want to blame the everything on everybody. But there's a lot of blame to go around, and a lot of people that talk about accountability don't want to be accountable themselves. You see, you know, there's a lot of things in this world that it's it's just there's a lot of things. I mean, you look at all the crime and the wars and stuff, and why is it because we have crime and wars? Again, accountability is everybody has their own decisions to make in this life. I get that, but a lot of the crime is because, well, you're not paying people, you're not giving them incentives. Just like my job today, they asked me if I wanted. They asked me, and they should if they wanted me to uh, learn more about the job. I'm not going to go into detail because, and I said, well, I said, let me think about it. And then I went, what I'm going to ask is there increase? Is there an increase in pay? Oh no increase in pay. Well, then what's the point of trying to uh, learn more if you're not going to get paid more? See, the thing is, that's why. Then this goes back to the CEO. The CEO makes millions and millions and millions of dollars by making bogus decisions, and a lot of times they don't have to be part of it. They don't have to actually be there at work. They can be at their own on the golf course. They really do, and it's a very serious subject. CEOs are on the golf course while the workers actually make the money for the CEO, so they can get paid money. What kind of society do we live in? Well, that just tells you about society. Society's messed up, and then we have CEOs that make millions of dollars, so you can work for them. So if you're at a job and you're working, don't ever feel bad like you have to try to hurry up and try to do what? I mean, all you're doing is working for the CEO so he can make his millions. You know, it's just ridiculous. There's no incentive anymore. I mean, people want. I get it. There's a lot of people that don't want to work, but I'm one of those that wants to work, and well, within reason, of course, because I have to work because I have bills to pay. There's a lot of times where I don't like to get up in the morning. A lot of times I don't like to, but I have to. I realize that I have bills to pay. I realize that you know if I want a place to stay at night, if I want to eat food, if I want to have a nice vehicle to drive to get to places, I have to work. I have to work for it. That's just the way it is. That's the way it is. I'm not one of those that just is a spoiled housewife or something. Those spoiled housewives from New Jersey or Atlanta or whatever. You know what I'm talking about? That show where people are just they just do whatever. They get paid whenever they get a silver spoon in their mouth. You know, silver is a great color, but not as when it comes to a spoon. That's a figure of speech. It's not. It's more of a. And you probably already know that. And you probably didn't need to tell you that, but a lot of individuals just it's just crazy how they get just a handout. I mean, it's we're and it gets back to this being a citizen of this country. We get the veterans. They don't get anything. Veterans get well, you know what? They get on. It's crazy how the veterans just get walked over, and they protect our country and they do a lot for this country, and then you know and I'm one of those that would have been a veteran, but I couldn't pass the ASVAB test. Just imagine if nobody passed the ASVAB test. Imagine that. Then they'd have to come up with a solution. I was one of those that missed it by 1 point. Couldn't the United States government? Man, it's all it was is political. They couldn't work with me uh, to get the to pass that ASVAB test. That's all it is in this world is test, test, test. And even in the future, there might be future worlds where there's tests, and I'm destined to fail. But again, I'm not trying to feel sorry for myself. I'm just telling you how it is. I'm not good at tests. It goes back to the first part of the intro of the first intro of the podcast. The first intro of the podcast, I was talking about how I wanted to be astronomer, but And I just don't have the capability. I do have the capability, but I just didn't. And you might think, oh, you're lazy. No, 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 no. It's like this. I actually studied in school and I just couldn't pass. There's a lot of times where I studied hard, and when it came to tests, I just bombed them. And I bombed tests. I f bombed it. There was times where I studied and I could have sworn I knew it, and then I just get there and you know, it's tough. It's tough. It is what it is. And that's how it is in this world. You get down, you pick yourself up. But a lot of times getting back to the incentive area, uh, where there's not an incentive, just like with school. Uh, they make it hard where you're on the fence and you're like an average student, and you can't be an average student to get in some of these courses. You can't be an average student if you want to get to Ivy League school. You can't be an average student if you want to do that. If you want to be successful if you say you want to be a business manager or a doctor or a lawyer and you want to go to Harvard, well, you got to get an even straight A. 4.0 is not good enough. You could be in the most top calculus class, but where's the incentive? You see, if the education system would work with these kids a little better, I think I believe that this country would be better. There's a lot of things that this country could work on, and uh, like I say, there's so much this country can do. It's just unbelievable how we have. There should be more choices for education. Even though there is a lot of choices, there could still be a little more. There could still be a lot more choices, uh, especially if look. Getting back to the ASVAB test, you know, why is it that I was 1 point off? 1 point off in the ASVAB test. Otherwise, I'd be in the military. But it's like this. It is what it is. At the end of the day, do I cry, mope about it, or do I, you know, move on? Realize that hey, it's just the way it is. Who really has a good time is animals. How they never have to worry about their demise. They never have to worry about their mentality, or they never think about it because they don't have the cognitive function to really care about that. They just want food, and they can sleep whenever and they can eat whenever. Especially the out in the wild, the animals, unless they get meet a predator, that's about the only thing they have to really worry about. I mean, there's a lot of things especially in the wilderness. I mean, if you're say a bear, you can hibernate. It'd be so nice just to hibernate, sleep for months on end, and just not necessarily straight, but they never leave like the cave or their dwelling for months on end, months and months and months on end of uh, of rest and relaxation. Get up and drink some water. You might be up for an hour or two, but then go back to sleep for another. You know, that would be a great lifestyle. You think about it. Who are truly blessed? They're animals or humans. When it comes down to it, I see that animals are blessed more than humans. Uh, we both have physical bodies, and uh, we have a little bit more of the intelligence working for us. But you think about it, for when animals are intelligent for their ability, you know, and it would be so great sometimes to actually just be an animal, just hibernate. Wouldn't that be so great though? I mean, not have to, feel you don't have to feel like you're doing anything. You accomplishments and all that stuff is out the window. You don't care. You're just you think about the next food, and a lot of times there's the food's right there. You know, you can go like bears getting fish or or whatever. Not just bears, but like cows. I mean, I can't imagine eating grass. Can you imagine eating grass? But that's a delicacy to cattle. It's one of those things where it's you think, ooh, how could you like that? How could an animal or anybody like grass? But that's their it's like a delicacy to them. I mean, grass to cattle is like the the best steak, or if you like steak. Speaking of cattle, I guess, or like pizza, it's like the best pizza you could ever have, or the best salmon, or the best meal you think you could ever have. If you say like you like pasta, say you like that, and you can think of the best pasta dish, but those cattle view that the same way. It's just isn't it odd how we think these animals that like grass, cattle like grass, and they devour it. It's just one of those things. How can they like that? you know. But again, this is just me being random, doing a random podcast, and like I say, the more and more I do these podcasts, the more and more I do live streams, the more and more I do uploads of videos and things like that. I feel like I do accomplishments. Or I feel like I'm accomplished in this platform. And I don't look at it the subscriber rate. I don't, obviously, if I did, individuals, you wouldn't see many uploads. Now, sure, there'll be a time in the future where I probably won't upload as much as I am doing, but I just want to hit a goal, and that's really all there is to it. So there's a lot of things I have accomplished on YouTube, and again, don't look at it. I don't look at it like, and maybe you're going through the same thing. Don't give up. Just keep on plugging away, and you'll like it. It's good. Hopefully, you will. Not saying you have to or not or whatever, but it's a good platform. YouTube. I mean, if you in some ways, it's a blessing not to monetize or not to have success when it comes to the numbers you think. But when I look at the uploads, I just am happy with what I'm doing on YouTube, and I could certainly do a lot better. But anyway, I just like to thank everybody for coming on the Random Green podcast. Don't forget to watch my videos and also my live streams, and go back and listen to some of my podcasts if you have the time, of course. But if you listen to the rest of my podcast, I think you'd be benefited. Maybe, hopefully. Anyway, thank you very much. Have a great day.